Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com, your daily market recap, October 19th, 2023. Let's see the charts. Let's see what SPY and friends brought us today. Another very bearish day. And here we are, the 426.36. It is the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Now let's see if SPY can hold this week above this area, or next week we will see 420 to the downside. Overall, we are still in a bearish land. Below 426, we have trend lines to show us the way. And we have this red trend line that's holding the lower lows. Below 426, a weekly close below it, and we will see this trend line getting retested once again. QQQ, not surprising, after a few days back, hit this purple trend line at the 5th time, got rejected. Now at the 618, 360 area needs to hold. Otherwise, where Qs are heading, we don't need to guess. We have our Fibonacci friend to let us know that the next support is the 356 area, below 356, which is a very important area of support. Look left, from resistance to support. Below it, we will see 351. Dow Jones hitting the 333 area, which is also the 618 Fibonacci level. Below it, where Dow is heading, no need to guess. We have Fibonacci levels to the downside, 331 and then 328. IWM inside the red zone, support zone. But looks like bears are in full control on the IWM. We have this red trend line. We have another trend line that goes like this. We don't need Fibonacci, no need Fibonacci. We have trend lines to show us that the way is south. Breaking below this area, look at this area. This area of the 168, very important area of support. It is the crossroads between the red zone, trend line, breaking below. We are heading towards this gap at the 156. We have an open gap over here, and we know that more than 85%, 90% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. So brace yourself. We are heading south as long as trend lines shows us the way, and you are more than welcome to check all the links in the description below. We have free content, we have paid content, of course, but before you take any other paid service, please check the Fibonacci Academy playlist, 25 videos free on how to become a better trader each and every day, on the technical side and on the psychology behind trading. Next, if you want, you can choose one-on-one live mentorship program or pre-recorded program, basically the same program. Both programs will gain you lifetime access, support, guidance, and all Discord channels. Choose your language, English or Hebrew. Bitcoin, still inside this uptrend channel, short-term uptrend channel, but we are still in a downtrend, and this scenario, that as we talked about few weeks back, the head and shoulder scenario is still intact. But we don't follow patterns, we follow price. Because patterns are also price action. Everything follows price, so we need to follow price. Now let's see, can Bitcoin hold the week above the 29 area? Or are we heading south? Retesting this trend line to the downside. Ethereum still struggling with the 1600 area, very tough resistance. Let's see, can Ethereum break up and above, and then look left, 1666 and then 1744. Oil breaking above this trend line, very nice bullish continuation on oil. Let's clean the chart. And we are heading north to the 92.35 and then 95. but you don't need to guess. You can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and here you have it. 88 from resistance now will become support. Next resistance 91, next resistance 95. Natural gas slowly but steady below the 3 area. Now 286, below 286, this gap at the 266 will get filled. SOXX downtrend until proven otherwise. We have yellow trend lines that shows us that the way is south towards, at least towards this yellow trend line. Each and every time this yellow trend line got hit by price, bounce. Can we get a bounce also from here towards the upper yellow trend line? We are not here to predict future price action. We are here to try to identify with the highest probability where price will head next. Below yesterday lows, we are heading towards the 446. We also can take Fibonacci. Recent high, recent low. Here you have it. 456 is next. Below it 441, and then this gap at the 433. KRE back inside this downtrend purple trend line, purple channel, double top scenario of this area. Very tough resistance area. We can take Fibonacci. Here you have it. Fibonacci gives us all the support, future support that we need. Below 40.75, 39.50, and then this purple trend line together with this 37.92. Tesla 9.3% to the downside post earnings, closed this gap. We talked about this gap a few weeks back, and we said that below 245, below 242, this gap will get validated and this gap will get filled, and here we are. We close the gap. Now we have a gap to the upside. We have a gap over here. Let's mark it, because we know that gaps are like magnets for price action. Any other gaps to the downside? We still have this major gap at the 145 area. Do not be surprised if this gap will get filled. When? No one knows. Will it be soon? No one knows. But it's still an open gap. Let's mark it like this. Very red. Now let's see where Tesla is taking us. We can take trend lines. This trend line, as you can see, from support, now resistance. Next trend line, downside, over here. So, this area, the 204, is the next support. Follow price, use trend lines, Fibonacci to help you identify the next support and resistance for price action. Netflix, downtrend, earnings gap to the upside into the 618 Fibonacci retracement. 410 is the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Doji, major gap to the downside, major gap to the upside. Let me know in the comments below, where do you think about Netflix? Where Netflix is heading next? We have this trend line also. Be careful. From the 427 together with this red trend line. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Will Netflix fill the gap, this gap, before the end of 2023? Or will it fill this gap and maybe this gap to the downside? Apple, another day, another doji, another indecision, but we have trend lines to show us that Apple is going south until proven otherwise. Next week, not next week, 1.5 weeks until Apple's earnings. breaking below this yellow trend line, and we will see 167 gap getting filled. This gap is still open, so be careful. Meta looks like bulls are getting weaker and weaker, but as long as Meta is above this yellow trend line, we are good to go long. Below it, no more long. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. And here you have it. Fibonacci gives us automatically all the levels to the downside as future support. Shopify still inside this red zone, short below this red zone towards the 48 gap, long above this red zone towards this gap and this gap. And as long as Shopify is inside this red zone, be very careful trading Shopify, because it's a chop and your account will get blown in the wind. AMD sliding down on this red trend line below 101. We will see once again 95. We do have here, if you're a pattern seeker, pattern trader, we have here slight left shoulder head, maybe right shoulder towards the 95. Amazon, slightly very short term uptrend channel, but looks like very bullish, breaking below, and we will retest 123. And once again, you don't need to guess, and if you are lazy to look left, to try to train your eyes to identify support and resistance, this is why we have Fibonacci. Here you have it. Below 127, below this trend line, we will see 123 to the downside. Below 123, 117. No, we have this open gap at the 106. Don't be surprised. Microsoft trying and getting failed, trying and getting failed. If bulls will give up, and eventually they will give up, trying to break above the 337, bears will come, full control, full power, breaking below the 330, and then we will see 322. You can also take Fibonacci, 326, 323, 320. This area is also the 50% retracement, downtrend, bounce, 50% retracement. And the positive side, and always look on both sides, always prepare for both sides. Weekly close above the 337, maybe not this week, maybe next week. We have a double bottom scenario. On a longer time frame, higher time frame, a monthly time frame, double bottom. If it will get validated, 344, 353, and then 366. Always prepare for both sides. Never be biased. Google, 138, still holding. Breaking below, you have all the levels to the downside. And for now, looks like bulls of Google, after this uptrend, they're taking some rest. If they will take their time too long, 135, 132, and then 127 to the downside. Nvidia, another day, another red day on Nvidia. This area, 409, all this area, the 403, 40, all this red zone basically needs to hold the support. What do you see? If you're a pattern trader, you must see left head, right shoulder. Breaking below, 372 to the downside. Below it, this void will get filled. This is a major void on Nvidia, like a black hole. So be prepared. Below this red zone, 372. Below 372, we are entering this black hole towards the 306. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Nvidia will close this gap before 2023 or after, during 2024? Very interesting to know your thoughts about Nvidia or any other comments, feedbacks, suggestions. Let me know in the comments below. I will take any feedback, any suggestion, any comment in the utmost serious. So thank you very much for watching this daily market recap. Like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any other future videos, future live trading. Until the next video, trade safe, and most importantly, please keep safe.